I think the cool factor is pretty high in this movie. I'm at least for the moment feeling pretty cool. It'll wear off when I get home and I have to walk the dog and, you know, clean up after myself. But yeah, for the moment I'm feeling pretty cool.
Tell me about your role and about your character's character.
My character's character. Is that a double entendre? My character, Mahmoud, is Sam Sarif, who is played by Eva Mendes' husband. And he is this sort of gentleman thief, you know, this sort of worldly. We sort of made him into this sort of, he could be, you know, maybe part Middle Eastern, part, you know, Indian, maybe part of, you know, London descent, you know, English, grew up in you know, like maybe even Southeast Asia, or, you know, and so we sort of tried to create this amalgamy of you know, sophistication and brute force, and it was kind of a fun game to play. You know, it was cool. You know, you're trying to, you know, it's certainly, you know, very different from myself. You know, and that's one. I mean, that was, I think, one of the biggest things that drew me to doing it was, you know, barring getting to play the spirit, which would have been pretty cool too. You know, you look at some of these. You look at a small but important role in a film like this, and for me, I think about the guys who inspired me, and I think about like Gary Oldman in True Romance. He's in one scene in the movie, and it was amazing. And while I don't think that I've attained that level yet, the hope is to start to find ways to take even the smallest thing and make it interesting and make it special. Because that's, you know, when you think about the people that really have had long-lasting careers, are the people who've managed to look at something and go, how do I make this interesting and unique? And so that's what, you know, I don't know if I did it. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know. But I mean, I hope I'm at least learning and trying how to do that. And one day I'll pull it off, if not tonight.
I mean, some of the most memorable scenes are not always the, you know, the lead, so good for
No.
you and being really smart, and especially something like this, which is a very stylized film. How did you like working on such a stylized set? I mean, it's different from working on
No, and it's actually, in some ways, I think one of the hardest things about making a movie is everybody being on the same page. You walk onto so many films, and unless you really, unless it's a director who's so established and has a very unique and specific style, you never know. And that's the magic of movies, as it were, is when it all comes together. And the question is, so how do you hedge your bets? You know, because you walk on certain sets and some person has a certain timing and a certain etiquette and a way they do things. When you walk into this world, and onto a Frank Miller movie, you know what this world is. And so immediately you go, okay, I know what this is supposed to be. I know where this is supposed to, you know, sit. And so you immediately, it feels like you kind of have a leg up, because, you know, you're not trying to just go, is this right? You're going, no, this is the world, and I have to adjust to the world. So I think it actually kind of makes it easier in a way. You know, there's less second guessing.
Did you read the comic book? Had you heard of the comic book?
When I initially auditioned for the film, I actually auditioned for The Spirit. And after I auditioned, I got to actually see the comic and went, yeah, I don't really look anything like what The Spirit should look like. So I got a call from Frank after I auditioned, and he called me and said, you know, you did an amazing job. And I could hear it coming. I'm like, oh, here comes the but. I'm like, he's like, yeah, the but's coming. You're not right for The Spirit. But you did such an amazing job. I really want you in my movie. And so that was an amazing compliment to get. And so he goes, I want you to play this really important role in the movie. And you know, it's not the biggest role in the movie, but I want every bit of this movie to be special. And you hear something like that and you go, that maybe it's just a good sell. But you hear it and you go, okay, I really, you kind of feel honored, and you go, that makes up for not getting the awesome starring role. And you go, okay, this is, you know, and you hope that you're just building towards a longer, you know, more fulfilling career, and it works out.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Absolutely. That's great.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this film and see you
Cheers.
in it. And
Thank you
happy
very much.
holidays to
You
you.
too.
Thanks